Alright folks, hello and welcome back to Downstage Gaming. I am your host Josh, and this is part 26 of our Let's Play of Paradise Killer. When we last left off, we had let's leave this to Judge. We had another round of hanging out with most people, and we finished, or maxed out the relationships with just about everyone at this point. We still have a bit with Last Kiss, who we're headed to now. I'm hoping that enough time has passed, or I've done enough things that we can hang out again, so I'll find that out shortly. We still have probably one more with Crimson, maybe two more with Crimson, and one or two more with Witness as well. But other than that, everyone is maxed out. And we've also... where am I going here? We need to head this way. I have also, at this point, found most things, or taken care of most of my leads at this point. So we are really just kind of wrapping things up here at this point, unless there's something major that I haven't seen yet. But I'm kind of doubting it. Again, I think it's just we're gonna get a couple last things from some hangout sessions, and maybe take a quick look around a couple places for some of these leads that are vague and I'm not quite sure about. But first, here we are. It takes quite a journey to get to you, Last Kiss, so I certainly hope that we can hang. We can. Fantastic. Alright, I don't have anything to ask you, right? Nothing demonology? No. Okay. Let's hang then. Got time to chat? I have all the time in the world until the island ends. Are you worried about blinking out of existence when this island ends? What a wonderful bedside manner, investigator. If you do your job, then I have nothing to worry about. My killer will be brought to justice, and I can be laid to rest. Are you hoping for an afterlife? Heaven? Hell? Eternal paradise in the cosmos, or an endless suffering in whatever they degenerate hell the gods have devised? It isn't something to worry about. It can't be helped. What if there was no afterlife, and you spend your life hoping there is? What a waste.
Do you understand,
Do you believe in the afterlife, investigator? Life is to be lived, not spent waiting. Bravo, investigator. You get it. Isn't it heresy to not work towards heaven with the gods? Are we both criminals? Just because something is heretical doesn't mean it's wrong. Besides, you can do the work of the gods without being burdened by the worry of heaven and hell. Attachment leads to suffering. Oh, so we're Buddhist now. Trust me, I have a unique perspective on this. I'll take that advice on board. Alright, well, thanks, Last Kiss. May you always live in the shadow, and may you reach the moon. Well, I'm glad we can both be heretical criminals together. Okay, so we do have Carmelina has something down there. Akiko has something over there. And then we'll have Crimson and Witness. So I guess first let's head towards Carmelina. See what on earth it is. I'm trying to think what it could even... Maybe some of the stuff we found with Doom Jazz, and the fact that we know that... Alright, so we found out last time that... who actually was it? Was it... We found a picture of strangulation. I believe it was of one of the martial guards. I might be mistaken on that point, but I believe it was one of the martial guards. And, basically Doc, after examining that, noticed that the person who did it must have had... No, it couldn't have been one of the martial guards, because this is from 10 years ago. So it must have been Grace Bloodline's death, which is now Last Kiss. They noticed that it must have been the person who did it must have had a wedding ring on.
What do you want?
And the people we know who were married 10 years ago are Carmelina and Witness. So it has to be one of those two, is my assumption. Okay. Architect, when did your marriage with Witness end?
How dare you?
Why are you asking? Working on something, I'll assume you'll cooperate. About 9 years ago.
Got it.
And you wore a wedding ring? Of course. What is this about? Thank you for your help. Yeah, okay, so that confirms that. May the silent goat walk with you, and may you reach the moon. Alright, then let's head over now to Witness is the closest next.
Ha.
So yeah, no way to confirm just yet if it was Witness or Carmelina between the two, but we can pretty dang well assume that it must be one of those two. Don't think we're gonna get to ask Witness anything related to that, because I don't think he had an exclamation mark. Hey, bud.
Witness to the end.
Yeah, nope. Okay, well, let's hang then. Perhaps for the last time. Must warn you, I'm not one for long conversations. What else do you remember of the great betrayal? I understood what salvation is. I was married to another inhabitant of the palace, a wonderful woman, but she chose heresy over the gods. I do not blame her. It was a troubling time. The whole world changed. Temptation of a new life drove us apart. I refused to abandon our heavenly masters. She chased me throughout the Chaos Palace, determined to take my life. What?
The gods are watching us.
Ezekiel saved me. He found a way out as the palace was attacked, and we were free. We had no idea what daylight or time was, but we knew we had to find the remaining believers. We wandered the desert for many days until we met a small caravan of worshippers. We went with them and found the start of the Syndicate. We became obsessed with growing the Syndicate. And now you work only for the gods? The Syndicate's work is holy work. Without the Syndicate, the gods will never rise again.
Surely this is
There
a
was a
joke.
balance, however. Ezekiel saved me, and now I must save the Syndicate.
That's weird.
Save? How are you going to save it? Too many of us have forgot to adhere to the ways Silent Goat taught us. When was the last time you did a full prayer
The
routine?
gods are radiant.
I will evangelize these values on the new island and bring us back into the light. In order for that to happen, you need to do your job, Lady Loved Eyes. Let us not do social calls until the next island.
Sure.
Understood. Maybe I'll see you on the next island.
What?
Maybe. The truth I find about the murder may involve you, Witness.
I am still busy.
A
with the glory
devoted
of the
servant like
gods.
myself has nothing to fear. Yeah, I mean, right now, if I had to pick someone, but it's either you or Yuri, so. May you fly with destroyed
The
Eden,
gods are
and may
watching
you
us.
reach the moon. Alright, so, finished off Witness then. I think next then, let's head to Crimson. And then back to Last Kiss for another hang sesh there. Crimson, where you at? You're this way. Yeah, my two biggest, my two prime suspects at this moment now are definitely gonna be Yuri and Witness. And if I had to pick one between those two, probably Witness. Witness just seems to be involved in just about every step of the process here in some way, or at least I can make the case that he is.
Witness of acid.
Okay, up there, right? We're just hanging out. Got time for a chat, Crimson? You still read much, lady? Not a lot to read in the Idle Lands.
Good.
Let me give you this. One of the citizens we brought onto the island was carrying a few volumes of it. It's my new favorite. Rapture, Mac. God, I can't say words right now. Negoshi's helicopter? A humble designer dreams about flying a helicopter through the city. Looks good. Does he achieve his goal? You need to read it to find out. What did you miss most in Exile? You guys, my pals! The old gang, we live in the shadow of genocidal gods. Praise be, of course, but you guys made it better. It was a different time back then. The islands were a mess, but it was us against the world. The Syndicate got too comfortable, too predictable. That's why last night happened.
I'm glad to be back.
A lot of good times on the old islands. Immortality was a fun thing to experiment with. Endless possibility. People started settling down, though. It didn't end because you got exiled. Is this about me getting married? Partly. All of the Syndicate got boring in one way or another.
Thank you.
Montserrat started cracking the whip about building better islands. Akiko got a stick up her ass. Doom Jazz only knows so many tricks. I'm glad you got married and found happiness, but you left me behind.
Sorry.
I didn't realize. I thought we were just fooling around. We were. I enjoyed it, but I wanted it to last longer. Yeah, you know what? Let's get together with everyone. It's been an eon, but we can pick up where we left off. It's only once before this island ends. Don't be a tease, lady. I'm not teasing.
Thank you.
Just a one-time thing, right? I'm solving the mass murder of the council after being in exile. I'm not in a place to make long-term life decisions.
Good work.
Works for me? Man. I hope you and Doom Jazz aren't the murderer. Missed you, Crimson. I missed you too, lady. Remember, this was a one-time thing. We keep it business now. We'll see what happens on the next island.
Relic obtained.
Rapturing manga. Crimson's favorite manga, Nagoshi's Helicopter. It's the story of a mild-mannered designer that dreamed of flying a helicopter through the city. Cool. Alright, well. May your journey be endless, and may you reach the moon. Alright, so then let us head towards Last Kiss. The long journey back up to the Ziggurat. Definitely enough time has passed that we should be able to hang out again.
Ha.
And I'm hoping that it's just 2 more, because I think it's been 5 with everyone. We'll find out. Alright, while we're heading that way, let's look at what we have left and consider it. Godflesh, used was the blood to open the 3rd Holy Seal. Doomjazz said the sigils on Grace were carved and not seared, like Henry's other. Okay, and that's what we're gonna ask Akiko about. Okay. So we do need to consider Carmelina's Godflesh, and we do need to consider the blood that opened the 3rd Holy Seal. It feels like with the blood thing that we should already have a decent. Oh, I am not going the right way at all, am I? Where are you, Askif? There. Okay, let's head up this way and see if I can get there from there. So the 3rd Holy Seal's whole deal is that you have to have the blood of a council member. I thought we had kind of gotten what we needed for that, though, because the whole thing there was, we know that now Henry should have been able to use it. Because Henry's father was Isaac Lamy, who was a council member. There's also that blood vial of all the council members, but apparently apparently we haven't made the connection that was with that. That was used in that way. Okay, so this way. Yeah, this should take us where we need to go. I think we head this way. This might be the back end. Although, you know, also while we're here. No, it's still gonna be easier to go around the front way than it is to climb up there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, let's head. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it would be easier to platform. Yeah, okay, this is the way we want to go anyways. Carmelina has some god flesh. And we want to know what happened to it, where it went. I had surmised last time that there was a decent possibility that that is in the Dead Zone secret lab thing, because we never really found much of importance there, which makes me very suspicious about that whole place. And it's weird that if that is the case, that we didn't make the connection once we found the god flesh, because that seems to be how this game usually works. Like, you can find the pieces whenever, and then once you find the connecting pieces, they'll just automatically connect. But we can head over there and take a look after we're finished with relationship stuff. Alright. Got time to chat? I have all the time in the world, until the island ends. Is the Syndicate worth saving?
Do you understand?
That's for you to
investigator?
decide. For better or for worse, the crime happened. The Syndicate was on a straight path. Now the path branches. The truth you believe in will determine the fate of the Syndicate. Which branch do you think we should take? Weed out the corruption. The Syndicate has no place for paranoia and conspiracy. We have a holy cause. We have forgotten that. We are in a position to craft a perfect society. Yeah, weren't you the one who said perfection is a... You said there was no such thing as perfection. So I did. The idea of perfection is intoxicating. We always let our guard down and start believing in it. We kidnap people from the real world and force them to worship our gods. They're pressed into service on the island, working in our factories and farms before being killed in a mass slaughter ritual. Hard to imagine much perfection coming from that. Perhaps we should wipe the slate clean?
Nanny, the hell?
How do we do that? I have no idea, investigator. Alright. May you always live in the shadow. And may you reach the moon. That brings up an interesting point, which is I wonder how much actual branching paths exists in this game. I mean, I know that you can go to judge at pretty much any point and say, like, hey, ready to start the trial no matter where you are in terms of what you found. So, I'm guessing the trial can probably go a number of different ways. In terms of, like, who you find guilty and stuff. And I wonder if there's a certain amount of, like, choice, even with all the evidence that I have, of, like, you know, if I want to say that Witness is the killer because I don't like Witness, I can just do that. And that puts us on a different path than if I were to find someone else guilty. I don't know. Definitely seems like deciding the path of the Syndicate going forward is going to be one of the main questions of this game. Alright, so we are heading over to Akiko now to ask about Akiko's whole deal with, what is this about? About the sigils, right. So, last time we found out that, there were sigils carved on the body that, made us believe that Henry was the killer, in the Grace Bloodlines case. But, normally how that works is the demon, like, through close contact, has the sigils seared onto the flesh, just like they're seared onto Henry. But in this case, instead of that happening, we have them carved in with an actual blade, which we were like, is it possible that the demon can do that? And Doomjazz was basically like, it's possible, but it doesn't seem very likely. So we're gonna ask Akiko about that here in Hellzone. Alright, Akiko. What's up, my friend?
Grand Marshal Akiko 14.
And we are friends now, so I can say that for real now. What can you tell me about the demonic sigils on Grace's body? The same as found on Henry's mother.
Sure.
I've been told they weren't. Weenie Division's sigils were scorched onto her by sustained close proximity to Henry. Grace's were carved into her flesh. Got any proof, Nenorochito? No solid proof, just a good bit of testimony. Were you carrying a blade when you arrested Henry? Of course, I always carry my sword and a combat knife. Did you find a blade on Henry when you arrested him, or after he had killed Grace? No. So how did the sigils get carved into her body?
Nenorochito, you're
No
out
idea,
of your mind.
Nenorochito. Demons? Thanks for the insight, Akiko. Mysterious blade. Why did you confiscate the photo of Grace Bloodline's neck from Doomjazz after the examination?
The hut.
She was murdered by someone possessed by a demon. Anything related to a demonic possession is classified. Is that a standard procedure, or just for evidence that doesn't tie into the official story?
Chedrapu.
Standard procedure. You think you're really smart and clever with your snide insinuations, but you're not. You're wrong. Alright, well, you know. Thanks, Akiko. May your night be bright, and may you reach the moon. Alright, so, yep, that takes care of that whole lead. God, I wish this would give me some kind of clue. I mean, we could, we're pretty open now. We could head back to Last Kiss again. We could make a quick trip to the Dead Zone as well and take a look at that lab just to clear that off the board as well, one way or the other. I think that probably makes sense, because if I go the one way, I can head out through Sam's little backyard hatch, and that'll put us pretty close to one path to Last Kiss. So that seems like a decent plan for now. So let's head over to that part of the Dead Zone then, which I believe is just this way, towards the one end of the river. So yeah, I mean, Akiko was obviously lying about all that nonsense. And certainly herself or someone else carved it to make it look like Henry did it. Based on previous evidence we found, it would seem like Carmelina was sort of the person who wanted the death, though. Which certainly doesn't make things look good for her. Dead Zone elevator here. There's always a little hitch, a little hiccup there when I get to that spot. I don't know why. Loading in the Dead Zone in that moment. Alright, take a sip of the Dead Zone. Now, I gotta remember where I went for this. There's a, this one. There's like a little locked door that I opened or something. Not here. Come on now. That's the hatch. I could have sworn it was at ground level here. Yeah, well, it was this, right? Yeah. No. Yes. Maybe? Wait. Yes. Okay, is there anything here? So this is used for tomography. I'm guessing it was being used to see what's inside a demon. Right. But it says something to do with studying demons, some kind of microscope. This is a chromatograph. Didn't really pay attention to that class. It was when Isaiah and I had started dating. Happier days.
Sure.
Containment crate. These restraints are covered in holy wars. These could be used to hold a demon, or someone storing a demon down here. Okay, and that is everything that's here. Right? We double check. Yeah. Okay, alright. Well, nothing doing for me there then. And while we're here, I'll do one quick meditation here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. But it does not look like it. Alright, well, let's head back over through the hatch here. Head over to Sam's and then make our way to Last Kiss. So I gotta keep thinking then. Where would Carmelina hide something like that? What's another place that we would associate with Carmelina? It might be like a quick meditation around various places to make sure I'm not missing anything there. Like if I meditate... here in front of Sam's place. Is there any obvious... Okay, there's something weird over that direction. Okay. Well, let's head over to Last Kiss first. Because who knows, maybe this fifth hangout will yield something we can use anyways. Okay. Here we can head on up. Deal with that smoke signal. Is that just a factory? Alright. Make our way up to the Ziggurat Maze. It still blows my mind that I just somehow completely missed the fact that there was this puzzle here. I should go back to the second episode and see if I did notice it and just somehow completely forgot about it. But if I did notice it, I must have tried to hit it. Because I even, like, the very first thing I noticed was like, well, this obviously looks like a puzzle, right? And, you know, I was very overwhelmed there in that first bit. There was so much to explore. So many blood crystals to donate that I didn't have blood crystals for. Alright, let us hang out once again. Got time to chat? I have all the time in the world until the island ends. How do you deal with a corrupt ruling class? Great question, Lady Love Dies.
Investigator.
No society has ever worked that out. The real world would be a different place if they had. The ruling class are more insidious than the gods. They corrupt all that they touch, mutating society to be something that only benefits them. For every ruler that meets the guillotine, another takes their place. Society bursts them with no respect.
What mysteries
What
are
would you
around
do?
us?
We're gonna do a Persona 5 on them. Change hearts to change minds. I hope you're right. I hope you can do it. The cycle will repeat until you do. I have enjoyed our conversations, but you have a job to do. Paradise needs saving. I will assist you where I can. Oh, investigator, I have something for you. I don't need it anymore. Vintage watch. Okay. Why do I need it? Never forget that the clock is ticking. Well, thank you. That's really the pressure I needed.
Relic obtained.
Doesn't need it anymore. Alright. And I guess I don't need you anymore. Alright, so that gets everybody maxed out. Unfortunately, that didn't give us anything other than a nice watch. Let's take a look for that, heart nearby that I saw earlier. Where on earth was it? Right in there. Ah, but that's the judge one. So there's nothing much else we can do there. Alright, well, then I guess what we'll do is I'm gonna end things over here by Judge for now. I will give things one last consideration. And if I don't come up with any good clues or answers between now and next time, the next time we'll just start the trial. If I do think of something that I want to explore, we can go look at that then and see if it yields any results. But I mean, we have plenty, right? We definitely have what we need. I think, in order to make a pretty good case. Is there a save point here, Judge? I don't even know. Looks like no. Alright, well, let's head down this way then. One right here. Alright. So, I will do a little bit of thinking time. Next time, we'll either truly wrap things up for realsies this time, or we'll just go right ahead and start the trial. I look forward to seeing you then. Until then, this has been Downstage Gaming. I've been your host, Josh, and I will catch you all next time.